dealership, and I applied for the car porter. And I was home from my first year of college. I was just going to wash and clean the car. So that's all I wanted. My dad said, anytime you interview, make sure you put a suit on. So I put a suit and tie on, right? Walked in, met with the sales manager, told him, what I wanted and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, yeah, I don't have any car porter positions. You ever sell cars? I'm like, God, I'm 19. No, I've never sold anything but a raffle ticket. And he goes, well, that's all I've got. If you want to try it, you can try it. Otherwise, maybe something will open up in carport and you can go back to washing cars. He said, do you want the job? And I'm like, okay.
What have I got to lose?
And I made $900 my first week, and that was way back in the 80s, right? So,
whoa.
I walked home and my dad was like, did you get the job? I said, yeah, kind of. And he goes, what do you mean kind of? I said, I'm a car salesman. Oh, for crying out loud, you're a car salesman. But one of the things that
at least you're not a lawyer.
Yeah, one of the first things the sales manager, Eddie, at that time told me, he said, Gary, when somebody walks up to you out and you go out to greet them in the lot, they're going to point to a car and say, how much is that one? And the first thing you do is say, that's a $30,000 car. And the people are going to go, what? I'm not going to pay for that. $30,000 for that? I say, only kidding. The sticker says 15. Let's go work on a deal. All of a sudden, they've gone from 30 to 15. You just took the wind right out of their sails.
But for you...
Yes. So it's called that initial setup, and that's what Trump has been doing all along. That's what you do in good business. You get them excited, you build the value, you tell them it's a lot, and then you say, no, it's not really that much. We can cut a deal.
Well, Jimmy, you got anything else?
Well, yeah, but take a look at what he's doing with NAFTA and CAFTA and GATT and all of that stuff. He the whole time he said it's a bad deal for the United States. He didn't say it was a bad deal, period. He said it was a bad deal for the United States.
Right.
So he wants to renegotiate the deal. And we should have deals. We should have treaties with Canada and Mexico. They're our neighbors. I want to buy eggs from my neighbor.
Yeah, and once again, Jimmy, you saw it on the news. It didn't matter if it was Fox News, ABC, CNN. Oh, he's flip-flopping on NAFTA. All of a sudden, he's not going to get rid of NAFTA like he said he was.
If it was
you people are completely retarded because you know what? If he had gone ahead and just nixed NAFTA and not listened to the asking for renegotiation from Canada and Mexico, they'd be complaining about it. They'd be saying, "Look, he's so crazy. He won't even talk about renegotiation." He did the right thing, right?
If it was Clinton, exactly. He'd be evolving.
And Trump's not a flip-flopper. Trump is not a flip-flopper. He is an adapter. He doesn't know how to flip-flop. Only politicians can do that.
Okay.
In the real world, you adapt. You make changes because you have to survive.
Exactly.
Okay, Jimmy.
That is the difference.
Jimmy, we gotta let you go because we gotta make room for Joe.
Sure, I understand. Well,
all right,
we'll
man.
Talk to you later. You guys
great talking to you.
Take care. See you, Jimmy.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. Well, I think we lost. I'm sorry, Jimmy. We cut you off prematurely. We lost Joe from Tecumseh.
Joe from Tecumseh, call back, man. We lost you somehow.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's dead air, man, without
Floppy
you,
fingers Ed went ahead and hit the wrong button.
I did not.
Whatever. That's okay, man. You're allowed a few mistakes. I've done it more than once. Derek, have I not lost people before? I've lost them all the time.
Joe, call back and vindicate me. You hung up, right?
No,
the bet.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Now, let me ask you. So while we're on the wall, right, we flashed past it there a minute ago. What do you think about Ted Cruz saying, I'm going to put the legislation, we're going to take El Chapo's money and use that to build. What a great idea. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
except that the Democrats were hoping to use that for food stamps. That's the problem. That money was already spent on
or maybe they were going to buy clean needles for all the drugs that El Chapo already sent over here, right? Put them in vending machines and make it available to everybody.
Yep. Well, I don't see Joe, so I want to change course just a little bit here. I don't know how many people watch Fox.
Not as many as they used to.
Yeah, that's a fact. And, there's talk about Fox going liberal or less conservative. I've heard a lot of that, but then when I look at Tucker Carlson being put in the 8 o'clock position, of course that's after they got rid of O'Reilly, you got to ask yourself, who was more conservative, Tucker or Bill? And I got to say Tucker Carlson myself.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean,
well, let's give the Murdoch, I'm fond of the hashtag. And if you're not on Twitter, you should be on Twitter with Ed, your handle.
At Ed from Ipsy.
And at Gary Daily Drift. Get on Twitter with us, and you'll see some of these great things on Twitter. It's normally 20 minutes ahead of the news cycle anyways. But Now I just lost my train of thought. How did I do that?
It's all right. It doesn't have a lot of power. It won't go far on its own.
But you've got to get out and get this news onto Twitter and share it around with people, you know?
I think we were talking about O'Reilly.
Oh, that's it. Yes. All right. So sorry. So yes. Now Tucker, right?
Yes.
He's the man right now. And so no matter how much they hate him being conservative and beating up the liberals like he does all the time, they want the money because Tucker is premium property right
drawing
now,
it in.
right?
I can't understand people thinking that these kids are going to just, cut their nose off to spite their face.
The Murdoch kids,
Yeah.
and that's where I was going with this. Hashtagging it, right? I always do the hashtag Murdoch kids suck. Go ahead and hashtag it, folks. If you're on Twitter, Murdoch kids suck.
I hadn't noticed
and put
that
at
one.
Fox News on there. Put a little hashtag. Murdoch kids suck. Because you know what? They are taking it. And I'm going to make this prophecy right now. I believe that Roger Ailes will make a comeback, and he will take his Bill O'Reilly, and he will take all these other people that have left and gone, maybe Judge Jeanine, who probably they will get rid of. Sean Hannity tweeted out the other day, Fox News has got a huge problem, and they could be on the ropes, right? So don't be surprised. If they're trying to get rid of Sean Hannity, you're going to have a big power block, a bunch of pundits who are going to team up with Roger Ailes, and maybe they'll get some financing from, who knows, Koch brothers or somebody else. I don't know, somebody. And they're going to end up putting a new network together. I'm going to say within the next 12 months, you will see a brand new network, and it's going to be a true conservative network.
Yeah. Well, I had high hopes for Jesse Waters taking over from Bill O'Reilly, and that didn't happen. But then, I enjoy watching Waters World. I enjoy watching.
Funny.
Yeah. But did you see when he talked about Ivanka Trump in Germany?
No, I didn't. I saw a little blurb on the Drudge or something.
I
didn't
saw
open
it
it
myself, and I was really, really struck. Like, did he really do that? Because he actually made what some people would think was an obscene gesture in a very masked, very veiled, not exactly like Obama giving us the finger, but basically he spoke about how he liked how she worked that microphone and made a hand gesture as if she were working that microphone. And Jesse is now on vacation a la Bill O'Reilly.
That is what I saw.
Yes,
that is what I
he's
saw.
now on vacation a la Bill O'Reilly. And what's her face? Gloria Aldridge's daughter is now campaigning, saying, we got rid of O'Reilly. Waters is next.
Yeah, and so,
I was wondering how people felt about that.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Waters, comedian first, and then became a pundit, which is always a dangerous thing, right? It's dangerous because you want to make fun of everything, and comedy is never pretty, and this time he got stung by it. So you got to be careful. You got to use a little common sense for crying out loud.
I hope he learns and recovers.
Yeah.
But my goodness, the music is playing.
That's right.
Wow.
Till next week, go to thedailydrift.com.
Get the news you need to know. And thanks for joining us.
Good job.